Join me as I dive into this question. Do expectations always lead to disappointment? I'm putting it to the test with some real-life scenarios. Expectations are a natural part of our lives. We have them in our personal relationships, our careers, and our individual goals. But have you ever stopped to think about how these expectations can affect our experiences and outcomes? Most of us have been guilty of setting ourselves up for disappointment by having unrealistic expectations. It's a vicious cycle that can lead to feelings of frustration and disillusionment. When we have unrealistic expectations, we set ourselves up for failure. We put too much pressure on ourselves or others to meet these lofty standards, and when they're not met, we're left feeling disappointed and disillusioned. This can happen in all areas of life, from relationships to career goals. For example, if we expect a romantic partner to be perfect and meet all our emotional needs, we're bound to be disappointed. No one is perfect, and it's unfair to put that kind of pressure on someone. In the workplace, unrealistic expectations can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. If we expect to achieve certain goals or promotions without putting in the necessary effort, we're going to be disappointed when they don't materialize. It's essential to have a realistic understanding of what we can achieve and to set achievable goals for ourselves. Unrealistic expectations can also affect our personal relationships. If we expect our friends or family to always be available or to always agree with us, we're going to be disappointed when they don't meet these expectations. Expectations can also be influenced by societal pressures and media representations. We're constantly bombarded with images of perfect bodies, perfect relationships, and perfect lives on social media. This can create unrealistic expectations about what we should be achieving or what our lives should look like. It's essential to remember that these representations are often curated and don't reflect real life. There are many scenarios where expectations can lead to disappointment. For example, imagine getting into a relationship with someone you've idolized or put on a pedestal. You expect them to be perfect and meet all your emotional needs, but when you get to know them as a real person, you're bound to be disappointed. Or imagine expecting a certain career path or job title to bring you happiness and fulfillment, only to find that it doesn't live up to your expectations. Expectations can also affect our personal achievements. If we expect to achieve certain goals or milestones without putting in the necessary effort, we're going to be disappointed when we don't meet them. For example, if we expect to lose weight or achieve a certain fitness level without putting in the necessary work, we're going to be disappointed when we don't see the results we want. Expectations can also lead to disappointment in our own personal growth. If we expect to change overnight or become a completely different person without putting in the effort, we're going to be disappointed. Personal growth is a journey, not a destination, and it takes time, effort, and patience. So how can we manage our expectations effectively? One pivotal moment for me was when I realized that I had to take ownership of my expectations. I had to stop expecting others to meet my needs and start taking responsibility for my own happiness. This was a game changer for me, and it allowed me to approach my relationships and goals with a more realistic mindset. Another strategy is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Instead of expecting a certain result, focus on the steps you need to take to get there. This takes the pressure off and allows you to enjoy the journey. Finally, it's essential to practice self-compassion and understand that it's okay to not meet our expectations. We're human and we're bound to make mistakes. In conclusion, expectations can indeed lead to disappointment if they're unrealistic or unmanaged. But by taking ownership of our expectations, focusing on the process, and practicing self-compassion, we can avoid the pitfalls of disappointment and frustration. Remember, it's all about having realistic expectations and understanding that life is full of ups and downs. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had an experience where your expectations led to disappointment? Share your story. And if you want to learn more about managing expectations, be sure to check out my next video on the topic.